Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today we are going to set up my May monthly calendar for my work planner. I am going to use the primary book is going to be Seasonally Neutral by Live Love Posh. There's a set of stickers in here that I want to use. And then I will probably pull some boxes from Seasonal Basics by Kelva Plan and Functionally Neutral by Live Love Posh. So that is the plan for today. Before we dive into this decorating session, I just want to update you on a planner change that I've had. I have changed the cover of my work planner, pretty much just the cover, and I'm using this Cafe Core cover from Happy Planner that came out in the spring release. I do have a mini Amazon haul and a setup video using like the parenting planner that is up on my channel, so you can check that out. I did not do a setup with this one, but I will take just a couple of minutes before getting into decorating to give you my review on this and my thoughts so far. So my work planner has worked beautifully. I love it. I am not changing the insides really at all, except using the Cafe Core dividers when July gets here. But for now, nothing in the inside has changed. I saw this planner. A lot of people did reviews of it. Most of them were influencers, which I love influencers because I learn a lot about new products from them, but everybody gave it glowing reviews. And so whenever I see 100% glowing reviews, I kind of have to have a little bit of critical skepticism about it, just because that's natural. We all should have that. But regardless, I love the color scheme of this planner, so I went ahead and bought it because it matches my color profile, and I thought it was adorable with the pockets and everything. I love stuff like that. After putting the cover on, there are a couple things I want to point out. Oh, I see I need to remove this plastic first of all, but a couple of things I want to point out. I am a little concerned that the back of it is going to start showing wear and tear and like fingerprint marks very quickly. I don't know if you can see that it's already a little scuffed, and I just got this literally like 2 days ago. It's hard to see on here, but it already looks a little rough for wear. So the fabric just doesn't feel like it's going to stand up to the test of time. So I might have it on here for a shorter duration than I actually thought. It's also very hard. Like, this is very hard material. I think I'm okay with that. I did probably like the feel of the Work Plus Life upgraded cover better than this one. But yeah, other than that, it's exactly as I expected. So I did just want to point those things out to you though, that I'm doubtful that it's going to be a long lasting cover, just because the fabric, I feel like it's going to pick up like oil and stuff from your hands. And like I said, you're going to get smudges everywhere. That's my thought, but we'll see. I did change out the rings, and I put in kind of these rose gold metal rings, because the rings that came, or the discs that came with this planner, they were not good discs. They were plastic and they were very ugly in my opinion. But that's really all the changes that I made to set up this planner, because I love my layout I have for my work planner. All I'm going to do is replace the cover, which I've already done. And then when July gets here, I'm going to go ahead and change out this main divider and use the Cafe Core dividers, because the Cafe Core planner is a July 2025 through June 2026 cover. So there was no need for me to do any redating, and all I'm going to use from the planner is one side of the divider. So I'm just going to use my current dividers until July gets here. So that's about it. Let's go ahead and get into my setup for May. So we are going to set up the weekly in this video. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I use a Work Plus Life hourly layout in my work planner. I actually have two layouts. One is a vertical from Caliber Plan, and the other is a Happy Planner Work Plus Life. Each week I choose one to film. I decorate them both, but each week I choose one to film. This week I am doing my work activities planner, which is on the Work Plus Life layout. So yeah, I have a busy week coming up. So this should be a fairly straightforward planning week. I say that all the time, but it should be, because I need to leave a lot of space open for a ton of activities, because this is probably one of my busiest weeks of the year for a lot of different things. A lot of personal activities, a lot of work activities, a lot of small business activities. Just a lot is going on for me this week. So I need to have a lot of space for checklists and lists, and I don't even know all the activities I have, but this is going to be a very functional week. So this is the set that I'm using out of Seasonally Neutral. I love this neutral book. It was a whole set of like 4 books, and I have all the books. I love them all, but it can be a challenge to use all the stickers. So I am going to use as many sticker sets out of this book during each season as I can. So I am just going to start with a nice image in the corner. I love this little cottage. I wish I owned a cottage. I live in a traditional neighborhood, standard looking houses. I love the uniqueness of cottage areas, and so I really wish I had that in my life. I don't. Maybe one day when I retire. Okay, so let me go ahead and try to use these tulips. Everybody has to have goals, right? There's nothing wrong with a good set of goals. So I am going to put the tulips over here. And I'm going to put another graphic here because this is not going to be quite long enough to cover the page. I love that though. It looks really nice. And I'm going to put some tulips over here too. Let's see if I have a second one. I think I do. I hope I do. I do. I thought I did. But yeah, as far as cottages, it's good to have goals, right? We all need goals. We all need something to aspire to. And yeah, I think cottages, having a cottage in retirement is probably something I want to aspire to. Truthfully though, I probably should have moved that over just a little bit more right here so that it covered that a little bit better, but that's okay. All kidding aside, I do like the slow pace of like beach areas, especially southern beach areas, because they tend to be less stressful and less hectic than other areas of the country. But just kind of like that low country cottage feel, like that to me is the perfect retirement. And if I could retire, you know, at my current age, trust me, I would. And that is exactly where I would be. I think I'm going to use this lady. Oh, you can't see it. This lady in the corner here. So yeah, just the serenity of that. I just, goals, right? Like I said, something to aspire to. So I think sometimes, I mean, for me, I'm going to speak for me in this video. When I first got, graduated school, I definitely did the whole corporate America, rat race, what is it? Yuppie. Is that the right word? That's an old word, I think. I don't know. But, that kind of young corporate America, everybody has on the same suit. Everybody drives the same car. Have you ever seen that movie Life with Dick and Jane? Or Fun with Dick and Jane? With Tia Leone, I think that's how you say her name. and Jim Carrey. Hilarious movie if you've never seen it. But that was literally my life. And so everybody, like I said, everybody looked the same, everybody dressed the same, everybody drove the same type of car, and it was all about the pursuit of money. Who had the best looking luxury car, who had the biggest house, those types of things. And just as I get older, I have much less focus on that. And this is beautiful, by the way. I love these flowers. I have much less focus on that. And so much more focus on just enjoying the parts of life that I actually like. And that's just taking it easy. You know, not having the biggest house, but having the house you want, regardless of the size of the home. If it's what you like, that's what you buy. You know, that whole keeping up with the Joneses, and then you end up with something you don't even want because you tried to keep up with the Joneses. Girl, I'm so over that. I am so over that. I've had that day. And if you are in that moment now in your life, or if you're younger and you are kind of in the rat race a little bit and you don't know how to get out, I'm just going to say to you, focus on what makes you important, what's important to you. Focus on what makes you happy. And if you keep that in sight, any decision that you make in life will be, you'll reap good rewards out of it in the long run. If you focus on that, focus on you and your well-being and your happiness, not what someone else thinks of you. So just wanted to say that, my little motivational moment. But no, speaking from my own experience, it was just, you know, just something I had to come to realize that that rat race was not worth it for me. So that being said, a small little cottage in retirement is definitely what I am focusing on achieving in my retirement. Not the big Mac mansion as they call them. Just a little bit of rest and relaxation. That's all I want. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just putting all checklists. I need to see if I can find one more. Yeah, thankfully I have another green. I was wanting to put some pink, but the pink checklist just didn't, they didn't have the right size bullets. They were different than these, so I didn't want to put those on there. But like I said, I have a very busy week next week, and so I need as many checklists as possible. Oh, I'm gonna have 2 green over here. That's okay. That is okay. I don't even know all of the activities that I'm gonna have to do. It's so overwhelming, but I'm gonna get it done. I am going to get it done. I need to have an uber functional and productive week next week. So that's why I just went all checklist, keeping it simple. And I'm going to keep the decor simple as well because I need the space. Just being honest with you, I need the space. I want to put something here though. I always like to have a quote. So let's see if this book has any quotes in here. I don't think that it does. I feel like I really like this flower right here, so I want to use that. But I'm going to put it to the side because I need to put my quote and my box in here. So I know that Kell of a Plan Seasonal has quotes, and she has quotes for spring. So let me grab a quote to go in here. Easter is over. I'm going to do spring adds new life and beauty. I have to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite ready for summer already. I feel like I'm just rushing through the year. I really enjoyed spring. I enjoyed spring. enjoyed the weather. I live in the South, so usually spring is very hot and muggy. And this year it was kind of muggy. Well, it wasn't muggy because it wasn't that hot. So, it was a pretty good spring weather-wise. It was a lot of severe weather, unfortunately, but other than that, it was great. But I am quite ready for just a little bit of summer. We are going to put this right here, and I'm going to trim it and use the other side somewhere else. Okay, probably over here. Okay, looks good. Really nothing to trim there. Trim this at the top. I will probably maybe put some dots over here. Let me go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna do pink because I'm trying to use pink wherever I can. I need to bring a little bit of pink in here. So we're gonna do pink. These are going to be priorities for me. Okay, this looks great. The next thing I need to do is go ahead and do my time blocking. And I am going to use pink and maybe a little bit of yellow. I generally need to have 3. So let me find a green. And I'm going to have to test these colors because I don't know about this green. Let's see. That green is a little bit too bluish, a little too dark. Let me try this green. This is a Right Tech. Oh, too blue. This is a Sharpie highlighter. Too blue. Okay. This one is going to be too bright. Wow. Okay, green. Okay, green, what's going on? I need this leafy green, and I'm just not getting what I need here. Okay, let's see if I can find something else. Okay, I have 2 greens here. Okay, that one's slightly better. All right, I think this is the winner. Wow, let me leave this in my collection though, because the rest of those greens just didn't work out. Okay. So when I do my decor for my work planner, this is really my work/activities. So these are work activities. The other weekly that I do in my work planner is content. And like I said, I switch off each week depending on which one I'm filming. So for my activities planner, I do time blocking. And that has worked so well for me so far in quarter 2. So I take these markers and I come in and I block times for different types of tasks in my planner. I am using the Tumbo 772, a King Art 075 light sand, and this is a Sharpie S Note. So yeah, let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with the Tumbo, and I am going to block off my regular working activities. So this is for my regular job, and I'm going to start with Tuesday because I know that I have an important meeting on Tuesday. So I want to go ahead and put that in here, and I just do you know, a block basically to block the time that I'm focusing on something. And then Monday is going to be a huge block because I have a critical deadline the end of the day Monday at work. So I'm gonna go, get up early and get right on it. Wednesday, I don't think I have anything specific, so I'm going to go ahead and block some time. It's gonna have to be, I think, in the middle of the morning. Okay, and then Thursday, I think I'll have a pretty big block as well. And then I'm not sure about Friday. So I am just going to put this mid-morning. All right, so that is my block for my regular activities. The next thing I'm going to come in and do is my block for my small business. So my genealogy business and my content business. And I am not going to have a ton of time Monday. So I think I'm going to leave that open. I think Tuesday I should have some time here. Okay, and then Wednesday might be a little bit tougher to carve out some time. So I'm gonna put some time down here. Like I said, it's a busier week than normal for me. Typically I would not put it that late on Wednesday, but we'll see how that goes. And then Thursday, I feel like I'm going to need to do a lot on Thursday. So as I get to the end of the week, that's usually when I'm playing catch up. And then Fridays, another catch up day. My small business day, or small business activities, I also do a lot of activities on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, and then on Sundays, I try to take it a little bit slower on Sundays. Okay, so that is what this looks like for the two groups. And then the third block that I usually do throughout the week is self-care. And I can't lie, it is going to be a struggle next week. I always struggle with self-care, if I'm just being really honest with you. But next week is going to be really bad. So, because I have so much going on. So Monday, I'm going to try to squeeze in something. And then I'm going to try to squeeze in something Wednesday. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But I'm going to put it here. And then I always try to do some type of self-care on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, even if it's just watching a movie. I think that's important. And so I am going to put that time. Let's see. Wednesday, I think I'm going to have a self-care. I think I'm going to need to do some self-care in the morning on Wednesday because it's going to be so busy. Wednesday is going to be a tough day. So I need to do some meditation or something on Wednesday. And I already know that so that I can have the energy to go through the rest of the week. All right. So the next thing I want to do is come in and I just label these boxes. And the way I label the boxes is I just put a little note on what the general activity is. So this is my regular job, my 9 to 5, as they say. And then I use arrows to just indicate that I am going to do activities during that whole block. So what I want to point out is that I don't have the entire day blocked. And that's because when I do my time blocking, I block my focus hours. It doesn't mean I'm not doing other things during that day, but I'm hyper focused on that particular type of activity during that particular time of the day. The other areas during the day, I'm, focus on different activities, but it may be things like playing catch up or sending emails or taking notes or something like that, versus the block I have here is concentrated time that's focused on that. And I don't, hold on a minute. Let me just see. What is this green? This is my self-care. So I don't list specific activities in these boxes. The activity will change from day to day, and I don't necessarily know what it's going to be until that day. So I just list the type of category. So green was well-being for this week, or self-care. It could be a combination of things, so I usually use the broader term of well-being. It could be working on my routines. It could be working out. It could be meditation. It could be adult coloring. It could be whatever. Anything that helps with my mental, physical, emotional well-being. So then the next thing I'm going to do here is label my small business. If I haven't said it before, which I have, but if you've never heard me say it, I have a genealogy business that, it's really struggling. And it's struggling because I haven't been able to put the time, to dedicate the time to really get it launched the way I should have. And so, I have invested a lot of resources, time, effort, money. And so it's not something I can just let fail. So I'm really trying to reinvigorate it in Q2. And it's been a challenge because I have so much going on. But it has been a challenge. Okay, so I have everything labeled. The next thing that I do is I come in here and I'm trying to find, here we go. I'm going to use the Muji. I come in here and I usually outline my boxes so that they pop just a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do. And I use a Muji for that because my other pens tend to skip, not all the time, but sometimes they will skip when I'm going over highlighter or marker. So I'm going to use the Muji. And I am going to do a different type of box outline per color. That's generally how I do that. So I'm using dashes for the pink. Dashes are probably my favorite. And you can do whatever you like. I really love this highlighter method because it gives me an opportunity to use my pens and my markers and to draw in my planner. And I love stationery. I love all things paper. I love all things pens, all things markers. I'm sure you guys do too. But sometimes we get so carried away, I think, just sticker, 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 that we forget about just marker and pen. And let me tell you, it is extremely satisfying, you guys. Extremely satisfying. And so I've really enjoyed this approach in this planner. So for my yellow boxes, which is my small business, I am going to do the wavy line. And like I said, I do a different line per color because it helps it stand out in the planner. And if you can't tell, I'm not an artist by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. I just do what I like and what I'm comfortable with. And honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys, and it's going to look amazing. It really doesn't. It's going to look amazing just because you put the effort into it. So for my well-being, I am just going to do straight lines. Or I should just say plain lines, because my lines are never straight. Ever. I don't think I've drawn a straight line once in my life. And that's with a ruler. But like I said, it doesn't matter. It's my planner and I love it. Okay, so this is my layout for the week of April 28th. The last thing I'm going to do is come in and put headers, and I'm going to use markers for the headers, the same colors that I used down here. And I'm just going to do a few, not a few, I'm going to do a header for each box here. Oops, I chose the wrong color green. But you know what? I'm gonna see if I can fix it. You know, I'm not gonna be able to fix it. So the way I'm gonna do that, since I chose the wrong color green, is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna mix my headers and do boxes and marker, which is fine. So let me grab, I need 1, 2, 3. So I think I'm going to go 2 green and 1 yellow. So I'm gonna put a green header here. I think I might need to cut this. Okay, yeah, I think I need to cut these because they are a little long, and that's okay. So all I'm gonna do is I trimmed it off a little bit at the end, and I'm gonna have this come out of this side, right? And so it just looks like that. And I put that on the wrong side, the wrong column. Okay, this one. All right. Okay, looks good. So let me go ahead and trim the others. Okay, so we are going to do green right here. And we're going to do green. And I wonder if I do it here. Yeah, I think I like, no, I think I like it just going over the entire box. Okay, so this is how I am doing my top area, and each day I just rotate between to do and tasks. You could all say to do. It means the same thing. Okay, that's it. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me. I did. I think this came out beautifully, and I'm excited for this week. A super busy week, very functional, but hopefully it'll be very productive. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.